Some today he didn't mention
Are
it.
you guys expecting anyone else?
No,
No.
if he does, that's this problem.
Are you all on the planning commission?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so we have a quorum.
4 out of 6 or
4 out of 5.
3, I thought. 3, we only needed 3.
Oh, yeah, no, but 4 out of 5 are here, yes.
Yes.
okay.
And there's 2 of us, the select board members, her and I.
Oh, you're a select board member?
Yeah, she is.
Oh,
As well.
oh, you're on both.
Well, I'm both.
Welcome to a small town.
Mm-hmm.
Must have a lot of meetings.
Okay, you are recording.
Sometimes I forget.
Okay, we're starting the meeting. Call the meeting to order. First up is update agenda. Does anybody have anything? Because we were just gonna go into the next one, town plan with Allison and Liam. So they could have their presentation.
No, it's good. It should be good to go.
All right. So, what we could do is, I said I would come back with draft questions. And I sent out a link
Mhm.
and, I'm wondering if maybe I could just walk you through it on Google Forms. And
Sure.
then we get some input that way. Is that okay?
Sounds
Does
good to
that make
me.
sense? All right, so we'll go through that first and then, then we'll also have, a big part of Act 181, which y'all have heard about is, the future land use maps. So how do I share?
Okay, you should have, can you see
Oh,
the survey up?
I'm seeing it. Yes, thank you. Yep. So this is just my first draft and the copy, like the why we're doing this. And then you would click next. I haven't set a date for responses yet because we haven't gotten them. So if you click next.
Hold on, let me get back to it. I'm sorry, I was downloading the map. Trying to do too many things at once.
Sorry. There we go. So remember that all the survey responses are kept confidential unless you choose to identify yourself. And there's a space for that at the end. The first is, what's your residency status? And this is set up so that you can only select one. On the paper copy, we would say, please. So you could pretend to take the survey if you want. Just answer the question.
So-
I know.
Yeah.
So I
And-
have a question on this one only
Yeah.
because, so second homeowners,
Yep.
I'm not sure they're gonna understand part-time resident and second homeowner. Just wondering if we should, because it kind of makes a difference as you're going through this. It kind of seemed confusing to me that it goes back and forth between Island Pond and Brighton and resident
Yeah.
and all of that. And I'm like, I think we should probably think about that because
Okay.
most of the second homeowners don't claim residency in Vermont, part-time or full-time, but they do own property in town and they are there.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know how we want to do that or do we just kind of,
Yeah, right.
it's at least my thought. When I was reading it, that's what stuck out to me.
Right. And if the question is, what is your residency status? That's kind of an official residency status is, I don't know if part-time resident visiting Island Pond year round is actually a residency status. Are we talking about official
I
state
guess that's not what I
residency?
This was with it.
I guess we're trying to, if we're gonna get, fake, people who own seasonal homes. I'm a seasonal visitor or a second homeowner.
Right.
So what we could say is I live somewhere else, but I have I'm a second homeowner in Brighton. Is that?
I think that would make more sense. Yes. I mean, I think people would get that.
So what are you gonna do with these two questions? You could just ask, I visit. Well, that's not residency. Sorry, go ahead.
Is OVT on the planning commission screen there? OVT?
OBT, who is that?
Bruce,
Oh, that's Bruce. No, he's on the select board.
Oh,
That's
okay.
that's my AI at work. It
Oh,
won't
okay.
change it.
So confusing.
If you want, if there's a way that I could join the Zoom and I could share my screen.
you just need to dial into the meeting.
Yeah, where's the meeting link?
Right here. There's one right, actually you have a paper right on your, underneath your thing and it has the link underneath it.
HTTP.
Get this.
You could probably skip the part. This is I got
Six web dot zoom dot us /J//94300996030. Did I get it?
I think so.
We'll find out. It'll bump at me in a second here.
Here. Oh, no. It's asking me to download and install the app, even though I
Just
have
do
it.
just do browser.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute. What's this down here? Invalid meeting ID. So we're gonna try again.
Hold on, I can just send it to you. Do you want me to just
Yeah.
send it to you?
Yeah, that might be quicker.
Do you want to get into this by asking people when your residency status, should we ask them if they own property?
That was the
I'm-
next
Or
question.
say that I'm not a resident, but I do own property. That would cover
guess-
second homeowners.
Yeah,
I
I
somehow
guess,
think that if you're asking about a residency status in the town of Brighton, you have to go by resident rules. And, if you're a resident, you get to vote and
yeah,
you're-
but we're
I mean,
not
if you're-
asking about whether or not they're a resident in Brighton. We're just asking about what their residency status is.
Like if it's single family duplex or.
No, or
No.
if they live there year round,
Oh.
this is their home, or,
Why couldn't you just put that in the question? Are you a resident of the town of Brighton, or do you own a second home, so forth down through?
yeah.
Instead of asking for the residency status, you more or less lump it into one question and make it so.
I was just, do you own a second home in Brighton?
Well, that could be Brighton.
And then I would mute
There are
yourself
Brighton
so
people who own
it
a
up.
second home in Brighton.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
Well, are you a non-resident with a second home? How's that? I don't know.
all right, so,
That's-
It seems like it's a little complicated for
It
no
gets a
reason
little
right now.
complicated.
I don't know, I think it's.
What are we
It's a little-
what do we want to know is
I guess what I.
Oh,
Oh, shoot.
I just muted yourself.
Okay. I guess what I'm trying to find out is we wanted to open this up to people who live here
Did you want to share your screen?
and people who have seasonal homes.
Well, people who just come up as tourists,
Yes.
that's why I would, that's why I would lump it all into one question. Are you a resident of the town of Brighton, or do you own a second home, so forth down through?
What is this?
Or
Well,
a
that's
seasonal home?
Any of those questions?
Is this the copy? Allison?
Yes.
Are there more copies in there?
Yes, there are, and you can pass them around.
I like
guys want a
that
copy?
question. That's fine. I like
This is
that
the-
question.
Oh, shoot. what-
Status as of an hour ago, but she's editing them as we speak.
Um,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I guess better get some different glasses on here.
Does that work?
That's better.
Okay.
Better.
What about this one?
Does that cover, when you say I rent, does that cover apartments as well?
Well, it's renting.
Yeah.
A home is what,
Yeah.
you know, it's an apartment or a house. It doesn't have to be a single family.
That's right.
dwelling.
So
Yeah. No, I
I
think that
rent,
was,
I rent my Brighton home.
Like an Airbnb.
I
Is
live.
that what you mean?
No,
No, we
No.
Okay, okay.
Oh.
I rent or own.
what is your
No,
housing?
it's like if you
situation,
rent
Brett?
it.
Do you rent or you
Your
buy?
house
Or you own?
situation.
Okay, because that can get, I could have read that and said, well, yeah, I rent my home, my Brighton home Airbnb.
Hmm,
You know what I
good
mean?
point.
But when I see this, I think of, do I own or I rent? Because I filled out other applications that do that same thing. They want to know if you own your home or.
Well,
Yeah,
what about this? What if we change this?
What is your, in all caps, housing
Yeah.
situation?
What did you say?
what
Change
is
it how?
your,
I
housing?
own my Brighton home.
Yeah,
or I rent my Brighton home. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe
Do
slash
you
apartment.
really- Do you really need
Yeah.
to even add, do you really need to add the part after I own or I rent? I mean, you could just say I own or I rent.
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah, I've seen that way too.
Do we want to ask people if they rent out their property for short as an STR?
sure.
I think so.
I think it'd probably be good information to have.
Yeah. We kind of want that anyways,
It's an easy way to get it, or at least some idea.
right?
Shoot. This thing doesn't like, here we go. Let's add this then. Do you operate a short-term rental in Brighton?
We
Yes,
short
no.
and long though, because snowmobilers tend to rent for like 3 months.
Yeah, but I think that's still.
It's still a short-term.
It's
Oh,
still
still
short term.
short-term.
Yeah.
Long-term is like for years.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Is that the minimum required amount for it to be long-term rental, 12 months?
I don't know, but that's,
Other places it's 6.
I was thinking 6 is what I've heard.
What, long term?
Yeah.
I mean,
I think it's just like a permanent under contract or something where you rent it for a certain length of time. I would say over a year.
Okay.
so, I think that most people know what a short-term rent, I mean, if they're in the business of running short-term rentals, I think they know
Right.
the drill.
Yeah.
Age. And this is actually a drop-down menu.
You're not sharing your screen anymore.
I'm not, oh darn, okay. There we go. Let's see, this is what it's gonna look like. Yes, no, what's your age? Under the age of 35, between 35 and 50, or over the age of 50?
Odd. That's kind of a horrible bracket, don't you think? We're all over 50. Makes
Well,
us all sound
that's-
old.
If we're,
Depends how you feel about being over 50.
if we're,
Now,
if we're talking about having, economic development as a recreational economy, we might want to break that down a little more.
do we want it so people under 18 are taking this survey too?
Well, if they're under the age
Yeah,
of 35.
They'll be.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Do we
Yep.
want to make a from 18 to 35, or do we want anybody, no matter what age they are?
I think it should be open to anybody.
Okay, that's what I was asking.
I think you should add us over 70 group.
Yeah,
Over
I
70?
was gonna say that, or over 65 or something.
And then would you also want to break down the under 35 into people over and under 18? Because that's what you were saying?
Why not?
Yeah, I mean, I
Okay.
think it's better to have more information than less.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
So I'm writing this down because it takes too much time to fix or change this. And I'm over the age of 50. I'm between the ages of 59 to 69, 70 and up. Right?
sure,
Okay.
What do you mean 51 to 69?
Yeah, 51 to 69.
Okay.
And we'll just have, we'll have numbers. Okay. So let's go to the next one. How often do you come to Island Pond?
Oh, you skipped the one, where is your home in Brighton?
Oh, shoot, sorry. Back. Right there. Where's your home in Brighton?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I
This
don't
one,
understand. That's
this
weird.
one you should take, I don't know, when you say an island pond village within a quarter mile of the lake, that's the whole village. The second question doesn't really make any sense.
Right.
It's just
Yeah.
delete that.
Yeah.
There
So
is no
elsewhere in
elsewhere.
the Island Pond, we just delete that altogether.
Yeah, there is
Well,
no
sh-
elsewhere.
Should the second option be elsewhere along the lake?
No, because you'd be in the
Everything in
village.
the lake is an island pond.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Okay. How often do you come to Island Pond?
So this one is another one that I thought, because I just got a call from WSCAX because they didn't know what the difference between Island Pond and Brighton was.
Uh-huh.
And so I questioned this, that saying, how often do you come to Island Pond? Well, I live in Island Pond. I'm always in Island Pond. I might want to say, the village center, so that people get that that's what you're trying to find out. I assume that's what we're trying to find out.
So how often do you come to downtown Island Pond?
That would work. I'm just thinking, because otherwise they're not going to, people use the two terms, the same. They don't make a distinction between the two.
Okay,
shouldn't we say village of Island Pond instead of
That would be
downtown
good. Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
good. I like that.
village?
the village of Island Pond.
We can
Okay.
essentially call it the designated village area and equate that with the same issue, or same
Well,
thing.
if we use the word designated village area, I think
Yeah.
that people might get hung up.
Well, no, I'm not saying that, but I'm just
Yeah.
in my mind, it lines up.
All right, so would we do that for the same one?
The
Do you
second one,
come
too.
to Island Pond for, so we would say the village of?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
Now,
Any-
yeah, the only thing when we talk about this is I asked myself, are there people who come to Brighton and not
Right.
specifying Island Pond? And that would be the state park, that would be, the hiking trails. Well, that's probably Island Pond, but there are other places in Brighton.
Well, Morris's campground, I don't think is in Island Pond, is it?
It's
Isn't that
not,
right?
Walt's taxidermy. There's things outside of Island Pond, so maybe I don't know exactly how to do it, but I somehow think it should
how
be.
about this? What if we did it as a grid? So we had, for the first question, excuse me, how often do you come to check, please select only one, and you have the village of Island Pond, and you have all those choices. And then on the other line on the grid, you had elsewhere in Brighton.
Or why don't we just do you come to Island Pond / Brighton?
Well, I think you want to know what their purpose for
Okay.
going is, because you could do the same thing with the next question. You could
I like that idea. I like where you can actually kind of just check which one it is.
yeah,
If you added it on the question, do you come to Island Pond for check all that apply? If you made it Brighton / Island Pond, then you could just add recreation. You don't have recreation here for do you come to Island? That's not one of the reasons people come to Island Pond, should it be?
It's a huge one.
But I think I guess what I'm trying to get is when we last met, we wanted to talk a lot about the revitalization plan for the village.
True, true.
So we were trying to get visitor information specific to that and try to link it to some of the planned investments that you're trying to make. And I think that you still want to be able to single out that information and not just create like one big.
I guess I see what you're saying, but I still think you should add a recreation
Yep.
box for this
Yep.
Island Pond thing.
For question 6.
That's fine. Okay. So both of these would be made into like little matrices. Okay. And we will add recreation to the one, do you come to Island Pond or Brighton Forest? You can also select recreation. So are we ready to go on?
Yep.
Other communities, do you visit for shopping or errands?
Hmm.
That about covers it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless,
You own a-
do you want to put New Hampshire? I mean, should we put New Hampshire on there? Do they go out of state? Just it's a question, how many people actually go to Littleton
Other
still? Or
That's
go
true.
to,
Right.
The closest
we're-
Staples is in Littleton.
I'm
the
just
closest
wondering
Home
if
Depot
that's
is in
something we want to
Littleton.
know is, could
they're
it
going to
help us argue
Littleton?
something with the state?
Well, into New Hampshire.
I would say just New Hampshire because
They might go to
they
Colebrook.
might go to Colebrook too. So let's just go New
Or
Hampshire, I think.
Pastor or, any of
Okay.
those.
Okay, so there is a spot where they can fill in other as well.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you have New Hampshire as a separate thing, then the statistical summary will
then you'll see.
capture that better.
Exactly.
Okay, so do you own or operate a business in Island Pond? Do you want to say if you're also interested in Brighton, do you want just in general, do you just want to change that to say Brighton?
I think so.
Or do the Brighton / Island Pond.
Right.
Yep.
I mean, the key difference to
Actually,
them,
could you do the matrix thing on that too? Because, when it comes to recreation businesses, we might
Yes.
have somebody that wants to do a recreation business that's not in the village.
Okay, well, we could definitely do that. But I'm also thinking that we might want to, if somebody says yes to any of these, we don't ask them to describe it.
Oh, right.
So we might want to have an open-ended answer that just says, can you describe what you'd like to do?
and is there a question
Can
here?
you tell us more?
There's a question here, I think, coming up about would you need help or do you want help or something? Did I
Yep,
see?
it's that one right there.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yes?
Yeah, that's good.
We might want to include something that allows people to provide comment there.
On this
Based-
question, are you looking for financing or technical assistance? Could we just delete the word technical?
Yep.
Right.
Yep,
It's scary.
okay.
Right.
But do we want to allow them to provide comment?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah, but with that question, Joel, I still think we need to do something, and I agree with the technical, but somebody might come and ask for some way, a general idea of how to go about starting it, like what a town plan says, what the zoning bylaws say, things like that.
Well, I think the assistance kind of gives you that.
Right. We're just
Financing
gonna
or
drop the
assistant
word
service.
technical because it makes it sound scarier than it
Right.
really is. You're
Right.
just asking for help.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
help. Help.
Get out, man.
What business do you think Brighton / Island Pond needs the most?
Good
Yes.
question.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Pharmacy is what you'll get.
Yeah, I'm sure, like every other community too,
Yep.
just about.
Yeah, even Hardwick now.
What else should we know about our local economy? This is just like a catch-all where you get to write something.
What else?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a hard question to answer. I mean,
No, it's just an open-ended. We just want to make sure that people, people who
Right,
like to
but-
write things.
And they don't have to write.
Yeah.
It's not a mandatory question,
None of these are mandatory.
except the first one.
I mean, what is there to know about a local economy? I guess it's something about the phrasing that
I was wondering, would you like to share something about, I'm trying to think how
What
to
are your
read that.
thoughts about our local economy?
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, I think that the way the question is worded, it's kind of,
I feel like it's asking if we want a statistic of some sort or,
okay. So any other thoughts about our local economy
I like that.
that you'd like to share?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So the housing costs, my housing costs are, and this one, you're only gonna be selecting one. Reasonable and within my budget, more or less affordable, but occasionally puts a strain, or out of reach, I'm falling behind.
And you're gonna hope that second homeowner, if they check that last one, they probably should be owning a second home.
Well, that's, you never know what you're gonna get, but hopefully by allowing to get, different answers, we can do like a cross analysis of
Right.
how
Instead-
various audiences answer these.
instead of saying reasonable, could we say acceptable?
Why have anything other than within my budget?
I think that works.
Yeah, really.
We just said within my budget.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be fine.
When was it?
Okay.
Question 12.
12? Oh, yeah.
Will you need to make repairs or renovations to your housing in the next 3 years?
Can we go back to the
Yeah,
housing thing? So if
Yeah.
we're just gonna have within my budget for the first one, can we just say occasionally puts a strain on my budget for the second one and get rid of the more or less part?
uh-huh. Okay,
And then maybe just say I'm falling, I don't know, maybe the last one's okay.
okay. Any other thoughts?
I'll go with that one.
Okay. Will you need to make repairs or renovations to your housing in the next 3 years? Yes, no, I don't know. Any.
So
Are
what
people
do we do?
really anticipating their housing repair costs 3 years out?
That's why I'm saying I would say I don't know.
Well, it
Yeah.
depends on the flooding, right?
What do we do
Or-
with this information
or-
if we collect this piece of information? What do
Well,
do we do with
if
it?
maybe their hope is to totally like weatherize their house in the long run or replace the heating system, or they know that their roof is going. That's not something that you just go, oh, I did this spring, I discovered I needed a new roof, so I went out and I bought one. I mean, it's generally a major
Cost.
investment that you have to plan for.
Well, you have to find people to do the work too.
Yeah,
Well, so you
Yeah,
plan ahead 3
really.
years. That's what we did. 3 years later, got a roof.
On that one, I think I'd do away with the NA. On that school,
Okay,
because
Well, if they're a renter, they're not gonna have.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Hopefully they have like,
Then-
a scrupulous landlord who's not.
then
gonna
I would put that in as a separate box.
Okay,
I wouldn't hook it with, I don't know.
okay. And this one is the biggest cost driver of your housing. This is for somebody to answer, like the biggest cost driver. And I'm wondering on the paper copy, we always say, please select one, and people rarely follow the directions. So I'm wondering if we say the single biggest cost driver to really drive it home, that we're trying to single out what
Yeah,
the problem is.
That's fine.
Why not ranked?
I
That
think
gets
we just want to get the biggest one. And then I think what you'll find is by a pool of responses, then you'll find a ranking. But if you get
Right.
160 people to all rank them, then it's a more complicated way to go about it. And then some people will only select one, and then some people may just select two or something. So if you ask everybody to select the biggest one, then you're at the end of the analysis, you're going to end up with a ranking,
Right.
because you want to do it on a macro scale anyway. Does that make sense?
Kinda.
And also, when you ask people to rank things like that, it makes this more complicated.
Oh, yeah, it's like, oh, which one is it? 3? Oh, no, maybe that's 2.
no,
when
may-
it's
oh
3.
no, let's scratch this
Yeah,
out. No,
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
I'll move this.
Maybe it's 5, maybe it's 4,
Right,
maybe it's
right.
2, maybe it's 1.
But that's just I mean, people don't, we've done survey responses with people before. When you ask them to rank things, they tend to just
Get confused.
Yeah,
not
it's,
like it.
I don't like filling those out either.
Is anybody else?
Nope.
Does that mean we can move on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Would you ever be interested in creating an apartment in your home as a source of income?
Mhm.
Do we take out that technical again?
Why don't we have a yes block here? We have a no
Okay.
block, but we don't have a yes block.
But it says I already have. Oh, but yeah, I get what you
Yeah,
mean.
but there's no yes.
Okay.
Yes, I would. I haven't done it yet, but I would.
Yeah.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because you've got maybe with the right financing, but yes.
Yep. Good catch. Okay. Where do you see yourself in the next decade?
That's not an option currently.
Forgot what?
Said dead.
Deported.
Mm, mm.
That would be somewhere else out of Vermont.
Okay, yeah, all right, I can see that, sorry.
Did people get deported?
I was in Vermont, Baltimore.
They would have to send me back to California.
Then you'll really get deported.
I'd like to see them try.
So why are we asking whether
house.
they're going to be in the same or different residence? What do you get out of that?
People are moving in.
Well, if people own a second home, sometimes once they retire, they move here. Sometimes if somebody's living here full time, they retire, they go somewhere else. So depending where they are in their age bracket, you just kind of want to find out, are they planning to stay here? And if they are planning to stay here, are they going to stay put or are they going to be looking for another place?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Mhm.
What else can you tell us about your housing in Brighton? It's like a catch-all.
Guess so.
And we wanted to give people,
That damn town and their tax rate. Oh, no.
so, and then we're also
I
missing.
bet you money you'll get a response like that.
I know you will, because taxes are gonna go.
So then I also see that we're missing a question here.
Yeah,
But
that's, I
it's,
had that written down. I was like, we're missing something here.
How often do you enjoy the following forms of recreation?
Mhm.
That's what needs to be there.
It's on the paper copy.
It's on the paper copy, but not on this one.
Should we put tennis in there? I know it's,
Tennis slash pickleball.
Are there tennis
Yes,
courts in Brighton?
right,
Yes.
right.
Oh.
Okay, tennis, pickleball.
Softball, baseball, horseshoes.
Right, right.
You could have a
right.
lot of,
We do have 2 ball fields.
So what do we want to say there to cover the
Other, maybe others fine.
team sports?
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
yep.
Okay.
What was the question again?
How often do you enjoy the following forms of recreation?
Playground.
I would also,
Camping needs to be on there.
Oh, yes.
How about, yeah,
I was thinking playground. I don't know if that we have $100,000 playground in the back here.
Yeah.
I would also say kayaking slash canoeing and leave boating as its own thing. That's just my personal
I
opinion.
agree. I would agree with that
Okay.
too, because they're kind of
Yeah,
different.
kayak, right.
audiences.
yeah,
Okay.
so this should go here.
All right. All right. What else can you tell us
Walking
about
should probably be walking, running, because we do have pondathon and we do have
walking, running?
marathon. Yeah, I would do walking, running, because we do have people that run in town.
Okay. Okay.
Horseback riding,
how about bicycle? Oh, you have got cycling, yeah.
Yes.
horses.
Catherine?
Oh, there's one horse in your town?
No, probably
One horse town.
One horse town.
We have one person that rides it.
And the other people just look at their horses?
I don't know who's got a horse. Oh, I know a couple people that.
Ever seen him ride?
I know 3-4 that ride.
Uh,
I know 3-4 that ride all one family, but
yeah, right, yeah.
Well, we've
Is
got,
it 3 horses or 1?
they have probably half a dozen.
Oh, okay.
oh yeah, what's his name? The Maxwells go riding, the guy that owns, on Bilodeau Road, he's got they have a dozen people that ride down our road every now and then. There's a fair amount of horseback riding. It's
Yeah.
something
We
that
have
could
a-
be really increased a lot if we really
Yeah.
pushed it.
I
Yeah.
actually think we have a horseback trail that comes through town. It's on a map.
Right.
Yep.
The riders come through every now and then in their long gear and they're fully Western outfits. I haven't seen them for a while, but they come through town. Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
They hitch up at the we had to make those posts at at the public park parking spot for them so they could hitch up.
The other thing, do we need to put birding
Oh,
or
birding.
hunting?
Oh, birding,
Definitely
Hunting.
birding. Oh my God, yes.
birding,
Birding
There's
is a
isn't
good
there,
thing.
there is a place where you do bird watching.
yes.
Yes.
Yep.
We
Where's
have the
that?
place out the right outside of town. You can go to the Moose Bog Boardwalk where you can feed the birds
Yeah.
out of your hand.
I know my neighbor had a picture of gray jays like sitting on her hand.
You know what? We need hunting,
Hunting.
Yeah.
hunting and fishing.
Hunting,
Oh, yeah.
fishing.
Hunting, fishing.
Leaf peeping.
Leaf
Leaf
peeping, why
peeping?
not?
Foliage?
Fall foliage.
Okay. Oh, lots of recreation. Does fishing
swimming on
cover, if you said fishing, do you want to do / ice fishing?
I
Yes,
think just fishing is fine.
Yes.
Gotta do both.
we can put them both together. I mean, it's fine. I wouldn't make them
Yeah.
separate.
You can put it both
categories.
together, okay.
Right. But it might be good to actually put them on the same line next to each other so people understand it is two different.
Do people hear paddleboard?
Yeah.
Yep,
So should that be added to the kayaking / canoeing line?
sure.
Yes.
Sure. And Michael said swimming, and I, we
Oh, yeah.
do have, I could see that people come to the public beach, the state park beach or the town's public beach to go swimming, and I don't know what else activity you'd call that, but
Yep.
Well, we have a race on the lake every year.
A
Every
swimming race?
Yep.
Wow.
Okay.
They swim to the island in the back, don't they? Or around the island in the back?
something like that, yeah.
Phil White.
Okay.
I think we should put hot air balloon display and then make sure that happens.
Yeah.
Is that something you guys have been trying to make happen?
No.
We've
Oh.
talked
Yeah,
about
talked
it
about it.
at the Brighton International Airport.
We did try it one time.
Oh, you
Or-
did?
We did?
We've talked about balloons, and we've talked about model airplane contests too, or modern airplane shows.
Oh.
But it takes, effort to get that together.
Yeah.
Takes a lot of volunteers.
Yeah.
And a lot of these are forms of recreation that they can do on their own.
Yeah.
Other than the team sports.
Right.
Yeah, but there's a lot of team sports,
They're organized.
yeah.
But we're asking
know.
what brings them to Island Pond.
Yeah,
Right.
I know there's a horseshoe tournament going on in August,
right.
I think this would actually be a really good question for us because we don't have anything that really identifies what do people do when they come. You get a lot of Northeast Kingdom is this, but you don't get anything that really covers Essex County. I mean, there's very
Yeah.
few studies that really cover anything out by us.
Okay.
That's true.
We're that rural area, we don't count.
Well, to a lot of the state, St. Johnsbury is the end of the road.
So what else can you tell us about recreation in our community? It's just like a catch-all. Again. Like, give people an opportunity to, there will always be people who want to write a novel, and that's great.
So are you asking if they have
Anything else you need to tell us about?
just tell or maybe they have some kind of idea that
Anything,
they
yeah.
would like to see?
Yeah,
maybe?
like anything, like if somebody did want to have a hot air balloon race across town, they could write about it here and say, this would be the greatest thing for
And
Brighton.
make sure you get that person's name so we can call them. when-
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Thanks for that at the end.
Hmm.
So this is the last part, the vision statements. So the first one, everything is like, 1 is the least important to you and 5 is the most important. The first statement is Island Pond is a vibrant downtown that offers residents and visitors alike multiple opportunities to shop, socialize, and recreate. Do we want to say play instead? Or enjoy recreation?
I'm
Enjoy
good with
some.
the way it is.
Okay. Island Pond offers a comprehensive array of housing opportunities in a variety of pricing points. And again, this is part of the vision statement where you want to be.
That's gonna be a 1.
Well, no, I mean, it doesn't mean maybe it's, if there's somebody, their housing is not, this is a vision statement, where you want to be.
I delete the word comprehensive. I'm not sure that it adds anything to saying offers an array.
Okay,
And I'm not sure a lot of people will know what it means anyway.
how about
I can tell you, we
offers
don't have a lot
many
of,
housing opportunities in a variety of pricing points?
Sure.
Island Pond has affordable housing options for families, single person households, and seniors.
yeah, that's not gonna get a good answer either.
Well,
Town is
it's-
really
it's-
expensive now.
That's where I think the confusion could come in here. Are you asking, are people going to look at this and say, are you asking me to whether I agree that that's the way it is now, or whether that's the way it is, that's the way I want it to be? I think you're going to have to
So-
remind people that this is a vision statement, not a question of what your opinion of Island Pond is now.
Well, how about this? How about if we write all of these vision statements in the future tense?
I think you should do that.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's.
So Island Pond will offer many housing
Yes,
opportunities.
yes.
Yes,
should.
that's better, yes.
Island Pond will be a vibrant downtown. And
Right.
maybe, or,
Lee,
ought
when we
to
write
be
the
there.
word will, is we always underline it. So in other words, it's. Okay. So Island Pond will be a place where seniors can safely age in place.
I don't,
Or should be, maybe that's the phrase you're after. I'm
As opposed to
Ask it-
will. Should,
or start this, or start these sentences with ideally. I'm not sure how to go about this.
yeah,
You just want to be sure that you're talking, that people understand that this
it's the
is,
future.
it's what you're looking at, how you want it to be in the future, right?
Why couldn't we ask it as a question? Would you, let's see, want Island Pond to offer many housing opportunities and variety of pricing points or something like that? And then, I don't know.
What
Or-
if you
or-
put at the top of this whole batch of stuff in big bold letters, in the future, Island Pond, and then,
should be.
yeah. And then the rest of them, it's pretty clear that it's a vision statement. I mean, that's just a thought. I mean, I'm not,
I like that because then what you can say is in the future, Island Pond should be. Dot, dot,
or you
dot,
can leave,
a
Yeah.
vibrant.
Or I would like Island Pond to be.
I think if you said in the future, you could almost leave everything the way it is.
But you could also, if you did that, you could shorten up all of these statements too and make it a little
Right.
easier to read. Because if you said, in the future, Island Pond should be, and the first one would be a vibrant downtown that offers residents and blah, blah, blah.
Yes, and that would make it
Um,
less confusing for people too. They might actually pay attention to.
Yeah,
Right,
a
What you're
place that
asking.
offers many housing opportunities.
right.
A place where seniors can safely age in place. A downtown and surrounding neighborhoods that are safe for walkers, cyclists, and people who cannot or do not want to drive.
Like it. I like it.
Okay. How about a place with year-round recreation opportunities that are accessible and affordable to residents and visitors alike?
I like that.
Okay. This one, we are good stewards of the lake and its water quality remains outstanding. How about in the future, Island Pond should be a great example of stewardship with with a lake that has outstanding water quality or something like that. Does that make sense?
I think it's good the way it is myself, but
But in the future, if you're saying in the future, Island Pond should be, and then it doesn't really,
Well, in the
doesn't
future,
fit anymore.
Island Pond should keep its water quality the way it is, or
Protect-
remains a lake.
should protect the lake's water quality. Protects the lake, we should protect the lake's current high water quality.
There you go.
High quality water quality. I don't know. I mean, we are the only lake around that's milfoil free, so.
Right.
But there's a lot more we could do to protect this lake, I think, so.
Yep. A great place to start up a local business,
Oh, yeah.
a community that cares. Multiple ways to come together and socialize and support each other. Several places where residents can gather and celebrate.
What are those?
The last one is, has several places where residents can gather and celebrate.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
need
right
that last
now we
one?
have the Legion.
No, well, right now
Yeah,
we
but we're
also have
talking the future.
park, and we have
And-
Main Street, and we have, we have places in town.
So
Okay.
do we
Yeah.
need that last one?
I would honestly, I would almost get rid of the last one because it's kind of confusing for people because are you looking at it as from a business standpoint, or are you looking at it as, okay,
Right.
we just had, 6 or 7,000 people in town for 4th of July celebrating. So,
Right.
we,
7,000?
yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, 7,000 people?
yeah.
Wow.
4th of July, we are the place to be.
Wow. Are there any other vision statements? Vision for the future. Covered housing, aging in place, recreation, high water quality. Community.
Well, you know what we didn't put on that thing of the list of all the things that was a good place? The school. We have a school.
Okay,
True. Yeah, good one.
what do we want to say about our school in the future?
Hmm.
It's open.
A strong school system that is the center of the community or the center of community life?
Something like that, yeah.
Does that is
Gonna come up with it.
Shouldn't you also ask if they have school-age children?
yep, we at the beginning we could ask.
Yep.
Are you still thinking about the school statement?
No.
There's silence.
Right?
I don't think you can hear us. We can't hear them anyway.
No, I think people are just thinking,
Mike's moving his face.
yeah,
Joel moved his body.
it's
Yeah.
not frozen.
We can hear you. You guys can come up with that one. I don't have kids.
Okay, so in the future, we have a strong school system that is at the core of community life. I mean, does that work?
Well, I don't know about core, but It's,
We have a strong school system that's supported by the community. I mean,
That's
Yeah.
good.
what do,
That
That's a
works
good one.
better.
that's
I like
supported
that.
by the community?
Yep, that's a good one.
Okay. Okay, great. What other issues should we consider in our vision statements? Again, it's just a chance for people to, like, last call. As the second question, is there anything else we need to know? Give people.
Yep.
Answers to, and then this is the name and contact information.
So on the online form, it says strictly optional, and on the paper form, it says strictly confidential.
Yeah.
Should it say strictly confidential and optional, or I just feel
Yep.
like there should be
Yep,
consistency?
yep. Good. But we could say, but remember that if you offered some great ideas in this, we won't be able to pursue those ideas unless you tell us who you are.
Yeah.
Sign if on it, if you want to.
We can't get you to be a volunteer for our Hot Air Balloon Festival if you don't tell us who you are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So, it sounds like I need to come up with another revised form and ask a couple of people to just, as many people as possible to actually take the survey.
Mhm.
And then how do we want to do the final roll-up? Because we wanted to get answers by September. And it's coming up.
Yeah, that's coming fast.
I know.
Almost
The
August.
survey was closed when I went to it.
Only because I had to go back and make a change and then I forgot to reopen it.
I was gonna say, I was able to open it all right,
Yeah.
both of them.
It was open for, and then I was like, oops, I made one mistake and I tried to go in and fix it. And when it's open, you can't change the questions. But I won't make that mistake again. So, I can get you the final revised survey by the end of the week. I'm out of town for 2 days. Does that work? And then we talk about distributing
Week,
this?
so-
What?
I said, I'm gone all next week, so you won't hear back from me until the week after.
How do we put the final blessing on this to get it out the door? What do we
when's
need?
our next meeting?
Well,
Would be
August.
the 4th of August?
Worth.
Yeah,
4th of August?
Yeah,
Okay,
that only gives us a month to get it out and back.
we might have to have it open a little bit longer. I mean, to get some good answers.
I think we ought to have it open anyway until after fall because people coming up for leaf peeping and
Yeah,
So are we gonna have hard copies of these to just,
we'll have to have hard copies and electronic so that we
Okay.
can get it from multiple places. And I was thinking what we could also do is print out postcards with have a QR code so that it would take people to the survey.
yep,
We can do posters too. We can print those right in town hall.
Yep.
yep.
I think it'll be really important for all of us to like go in there and do test answers and just to make sure. And then we can clear out everybody's answers before it goes and sees the light of day to the general public, but it would be good to test it.
Where do we get it? That's,
I'll revise this and send you a link and you
Okay.
can take it.
Okay.
So,
I can actually, so we can actually set up the town, we can set up a direct address. So you're not sharing some bizarre Google address that nobody can follow. You know, we
Yeah.
can do survey.brightonvt.gov. and take it directly to you. We have that ability with the town.
Yep. That's great. All right, so I'm gonna stop sharing because I don't have anything else. And we still have the future land use map. And then, I'm gonna leave this open for you because,
Was I gonna share the map or was Mike?
oh, Mike.
Doesn't
is gonna
matter, whichever
share it.
one you
That's
want.
right.
If you could
I
share
have
it,
it.
that would be great. I also
And-
emailed it to you.
And I think I'm
I
gonna
got
get
it.
off.
Okay, so this map was created in response to Act 181, which the legislature passed last year in 2024 with two main goals. One of the goals was to strengthen the jurisdiction and powers of Act 250 in sensitive natural areas such as mountains and wetlands. And the other was to reduce the power of Act 250 or eliminate Act 250 in village center and downtown areas and their surroundings if a town has zoning and subdivision laws and water and sewer. So this map is made to identify some of those areas and show the broader land use patterns in the region, with this being an excerpt of the map for Brighton. Which way should it face? This way?
Yeah.
I've lost audio.
Oh, did they push the button underneath the map? If you hit one of those microphones,
Can you hear us now?
There's no audio.
now we
To
can.
be able to, it's green.
Can you hear us now?
Yes.
Okay, so this is covering.
Does this move?
No.
No.
Oh,
There.
Over there in that way over.
So the dark teal color is rural agriculture and forestry. So this contains areas where there's more than 20 contiguous acres of farmland or more than 20 contiguous acres of forestry or of forest. The dark green color is rural conservation. So this includes all areas above 2,000 feet, the town forest, class 1 and 2 wetlands, undeveloped floodplain and river corridor, as well as any highest priority habitat blocks and highest priority forest blocks that are not forested. If we have a highest priority habitat block that is forested, it's included in the teal color. In the what is it called? Light pink color is your currently designated village center. This is shown in the upper right inset map of the PDF. And then in the dark pinkish color, I have a proposed expansion as Act 181 has expanded the criteria for village centers. And it also is bigger than in some towns because you don't have subdivision regulations, so there's no neighborhoods. So I've made a big village center.
can I just provide a little background to that, since you've had village center designation for a long time? And the village center designation, I think the signature benefit of the program has been to allow for tax credit for investment in income producing properties. And it's also, you're more competitive to apply for grants, like the Better Connections grant that you applied for, which also allows you now to apply for like the Downtown Transportation Fund. It also made you more competitive when you were trying to apply for grants to pay for the sewer, when it ended up, this upgrade process ended up being more expensive. Historically, that village center designation program made you adhere to a very tightly defined area. This allows you to expand that benefit area. And by doing that, you might also be able to, say, create more users on your sewer system. That would also, in more users, could result in, more fees being paid and a bigger revenue stream. So there is an advantage in being able to expand your designated village center boundaries.
In the,
The designated village center boundaries are not necessarily the same as the area served by water and sewer,
correct.
or is it? Okay.
So in the orange color, we have what is called a transition area. So these are areas that are not right in the village, but they are served by the public water system. And they're zoned to allow for some medium density housing and potentially could include additional housing to be built. In the light green color, we have what Act 181 calls a resource-based recreation area. So this includes the state park, the campground on the north side of the lake, and some intervening land that is primarily residential. In the purple color, we have what is called enterprise areas. So the purple color, light purple, includes rail yards, sort of industrial parks, factories, and any gravel pits or quarries of over 20 acres. So there are 6 of these areas I've identified in Brighton, including 3 gravel pits, the Sweet Tree Factory, the rail yard next to the center of town, and it seems like this area has some warehouses at the end of Meadow Street. Not quite sure, but it seemed like
Well,
that.
the wastewater treatment plant is
That's
down there, and then there's
Yeah.
NK Broadband's warehouse is down there. That's the industrial
Mini
park.
storage.
There's some
Storage unit.
It's
storage
so it's
shed.
like kind of like a mini industrial park.
Yes.
Is that accurate? Okay.
Yep.
So that is one of the purple areas as well.
It's
Um,
a currently designated industrial zone.
Yep.
Actually.
Yes. What was the other area? I think I've gotten most of this. Okay, and then in this yellowish tan color is rural general. So that is an everything else category, and it includes a lot of low density residential areas, but it also just includes anything that doesn't fit into the other categories I've mentioned. In bright blue, we have surface water. So this includes rivers and ponds and the Clyde River. And then in black, we have publicly owned and maintained roadways, with the major ones labeled in white. So I've made this map with the state's data as well as the town's own zoning and tax data. And the data is imperfect. So I brought this here to you today to ask if there are things that you think should be changed on this map from what I have developed so far.
Gonna need a little more time, Liam.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you to provide the feedback tonight. We're hoping to have feedback from towns by the end of August, if that would be feasible.
Okay.
So a couple of other points to make about this. Local and regional plans have always been required to have future land use maps. Sometimes they're referred to as current and prospective land use. And we've always been required to show, where you want to encourage development and then where development it was less likely to occur.
So previously, NVDA's regional plan only showed industrial parks, village centers, and regional service centers. But now we're required to it was just points on a map. But now we're required to allocate every acre of the Northeast Kingdom into one of 10 or 11 future land use categories. And that's why this map has so many shapes on it.
But this map doesn't replace our zoning map.
No.
No, and as a matter of fact, this map has printed in bold here, not a zoning map.
So
And-
when the law says land use map, what are they referring to for us to have?
Well, this is essentially the same thing. So this follows the overarching planning goals of Vermont's planning goals of encouraging compact centers of development surrounded by open space. And it is something that you could adapt for your own future land use map. It also, because it sets up, like where you want to invest in denser development, like in the village centers, it creates an opportunity for certain communities to have either full or partial Act 250 exemption. And we had talked about that briefly, but in a designated village center, you could have, and within a 1/4 mile radius, you could, if you were to adopt subdivision regs, you could also exempt certain Act 250 developments of up to 50 housing units.
And if you were to adopt subdivision regulations, some of the orange area would be eligible for what's called a village area status, and that is also eligible for Act 250 exemptions for housing purposes only.
Yeah. So by adopting a map that's consistent with this, and you can find a path to getting partial Act 250 exemption to encourage development in your community where you want to see it happen.
But this map doesn't have regulatory authority.
It's not a zoning map.
So no, what this map does do is the village center is the primary thing that has impact. So is this available on our website as well?
Yeah.
So I have a paper copy here, and on NVDA's website there's a digital copy, but this lists all the benefits that you would get from having an expanded village center. And Act 181 introduces steps to the village center program. So there's a step 1, a step 2, and a step 3. So step 1 is a beginner village, something like East Charleston. Step 2 is existing village centers like Island Pond. And then step 3 is a really large center like in Newport. And the step 2 benefits are listed here, and there's a whole bunch: infrastructure funding priority, state water and wastewater permit fee reductions, authority to lower speed limits below 25 miles an hour, exemption from land gains tax.
I'm not arguing against doing that in any way. I'm just trying to figure out how we make best use of this map and what it means for us in planning and zoning.
Well,
I guess you've explained that. It's kind of a guide, tells us what we can plan for, I guess, but that's all I'm trying to figure out here.
so again, the requirement has always been in place to have a current and future land use map. And that's also been in place for local plans. A lot of times communities have opted to show what their future land use patterns will be by showing a zoning map. But zoning, by doing that, it's not doing it in a more qualitative way. And this is attempting to show where the investment has already happened, where the more sensitive lands are. And this is why we're pursuing this strategy. It provides more of a backstory. It provides more detail. So that's I think one way that it is helpful for the community. It also shows the extent of like your investment in water and sewer, for example, with the light pink, the dark pink, and the orange areas
There
around the pond.
are also some of the light green area along Lakeshore Drive is also served by the public water system, from what Joel previously told me.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm just thinking, 5 years from now, we have new planning commission and members, and they come across this map and they look at our zoning map, and, we're not all planning professionals these things mean the same thing to all of us as they might to you.
Yeah.
That this isn't true.
I mean, I think that Act 181 is trying to get planning commissions to think more in like a transect approach. So like this area is, medium density versus this area, this could be high density. this area is always gonna be low density. That's, I think, where it's heading. And hopefully, I mean, we could also, in the plan, we could provide photo examples of if we were to use these, like these particular classifications, we could provide photo examples of what we're talking about. And that helps to illustrate what kinds of, what forms of development you have. So we're throwing a lot at you, but I think that Island Pond has a lot of opportunity. Particularly if you were to develop subdivision regs, you could potentially remove some barriers to development. And you've done a lot of long-range planning for revitalizing Island Pond and the village. You've done a lot of master planning already. I don't think that any of this conflicts with it. It's trying to move it forward.
Yeah. No, looks good. I was just, trying to understand.
Sure. We have spent the last, 4 or 5 months trying to, wrap our heads around Act 181.
I would
It's
say
really-
8 months, but
it just feels like, in dog years, but it is complex, but at the end of the day, I think it's really helpful to have a municipal plan that says, this is the area that we've invested in, and this is where we want to see the densest development. This is where we want to see industrial uses. This is where we want to see low density development. And again, it's not a zoning map, but it is being more intentional and drawing a vision for like what your current and future land use patterns are going to be.
I mean, there's certainly some overlap with the zoning map. That's for sure. Would we have to apply to increase the designated village area?
no. So the Act 181 has changed that process. So now, if we show this on our map and it's okay with the town of Brighton, then in 2026, we assume in the summer, but we don't know for sure yet when. But NVDA will submit our 2026 regional plan, including this map, but it won't just be for Brighton, it will be for the whole Northeast Kingdom. We will submit that to the newly established Land Use Review Board, and then they have to approve all of the boundaries of these districts, including the village center, and then it gets approved. But the town of Brighton does not have to fill out any paperwork for that.
And your existing village center designation stays in place. Because I think it was last summer you got a notice that you didn't have to reapply for designation anymore.
And I had just submitted it.
Yeah.
I did. I had just done all the paperwork for it and done the whole designation. Then I got it back from Richard and he goes, "Oh, you don't have to do this anymore."
Oh, well, that must have been last summer.
Yeah, it was, I think, April, maybe.
Yeah. So
Because that's when ours was expiring last April.
Yeah. So, in the Act 181 world, that existing designation that you have is called a legacy designation. And when we adopt our regional plan, we have the opportunity to expand on that legacy designation.
And to move up to the next tier, we still have to do the whole, where you have to have the historical review board and stuff like that for building facades and all of that. Is that not still?
Well, those are, they're stepped. Your legacy designation would come in at a step 2.
Right.
So you would have all, and if our regional land use plan is approved, well, it has to be eventually. And any additional lands that we've added to it, those would be considered new designation areas. And if you have a current town plan, you could apply to have those stepped up to level 2 as well. The highest level is for designated downtown. And I think that Brighton could be there.
But there are a bunch of
Eventually.
requirements. You need a capital plan, a local downtown organization, available water and sewer, permanent subdivision regulations, historic preservation regulations, and then
Why
a
we haven't done it.
downtown or form-based code regulations.
But, I think to get the partial exemption through like the adoption of subdivision regs kind of puts you on that continuum of investment. And then you might find a time when you might become a full-blown designated downtown.
Oh, they were pushing me on that for the last couple of years. Somebody
Oh, yeah.
pushing me for that.
Yeah.
And I started working on that. I had written
Yeah.
a grant to help us do that.
We're about halfway there, I would say.
We don't
Who-
have the capacity.
Who was pushing you for that?
Probably Richard.
Well,
Before he
Richard
left.
was, but no, actually, Annie McLean.
Yeah.
She
Really?
was pushed. She was like, "You need to do this," and because I beyond working for the town, I also work for the Brighton Community Forum, which is our downtown organization. So we have a downtown organization already
Yeah.
that could fulfill that role, and so she was hot on me for that for quite a while.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm seeing
how
some
big is, how many members
disagreement
does that
here, but
downtown organization have, Mike?
Huh?
How many
Yeah.
members does that downtown organization have?
We have a
Two?
board. But we have a board of 5.
Oh, 5, okay.
No, we have a board.
it might seem daunting at the front end, Joel, but I think that there is a significant amount of potential. And it might make sense for the town plan update to take stock of all of these assets that you have and identify like a long range path forward to being a
Always look at-
designated downtown.
Always look at it, but I just never thought we had the capacity to pull that off. I looked at it when it first came out and I just didn't see us as being able to do that. Now,
But you're
maybe in
already
the
a lot
future,
closer than you thought, like,
well, you
I
have to
don't know,
operate, you have to operate that whole thing too. You have to administer that whole thing once it gets started. And that's the process that it takes people.
yeah.
Takes people who are volunteering, takes people who are committed. I just didn't think we can't even staff the select board. We can't staff the planning commission. We don't have listers. We don't have. Anyway, don't get me started.
I think we already did.
Okay.
Well, but it sounds like you guys could have like a really interesting discussion about like what is needed for future investment.
Sure, we should.
Are we done with this now? Mapping and everything's done?
I know we've taken up a lot of your.
No, I
So-
trying to move on with the.
No,
agenda.
that's all.
I didn't know, I didn't want to interrupt you.
So yeah, you guys can keep this map if you want, which most towns we met with want to. I also have some sort of explainer packets that help explain the future land use categories if you like those, and I have some of these paper copies that explain the changes to the designations explainer. So I don't know which of these materials you're interested in, but most of them are also, well, no, not most of them. The designation explainers and other resources are also available on NVDA's website.
I would keep a copy of that with that map.
Leave everything.
Just one?
Yeah.
Oh, leave
Yeah.
everything. Okay.
Leave it. We all have to get it.
That's right.
I'll make Katie go in tomorrow and scan it all to us.
You don't come into the office in person ever?
I do. I live in Delaware. I go back and forth.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
So you're in Delaware right now?
I'm in Delaware right now. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
What time is it there?
Hmm.
I'm up there a couple weeks. I'm on vacation next week, and then I'm up the week after that.
Where are we gonna keep that?
Might be too wide for a big, yeah, we can, let's start with the wide and roll it
Oh,
over.
Joe, we're gonna put it in that closet full of maps.
No, no, please. If you do, put a number on it. So, no, put it maybe in my office. It would be the best place to keep it, or in your office, someplace where it's going to be
There you go.
Yep.
not.
Is your office locked?
Which one? Mine isn't. I mean, you can go to mine right through the list
I'll
room.
just go put it in your. Okay.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yeah, and I
Thank
know
you.
we kind of dominated the conversation here, but we
No, that's fine.
we got a
Yeah.
little
That was
time.
that was what
Trying to head you.
why you're here.
That's what you're here for.
We pay you to dominate us. Oh, wait a minute, that doesn't sound right.
The conversation, yeah.
This just has gotten really bad.
Yeah, I think it might be time for us to go.
Well, we can do that.
Have a good night, folks.
Thank you.
You.
See you.
Thank you for coming.
Drive carefully. Watch for moose.
Okay, moving on, we have, anyone for public comment?
No
No.
comments.
Okay, so the zoning board update, those, solar, it's not, well, it's the panels, but it's an in-ground. I think Mike, Joel, and I got that email.
Right.
And so is everything okay with that now? I mean,
I
moving
haven't
forward?
heard. I haven't heard
For
anything.
the 573 Cedarwood Drive, I think you're on that email.
All I,
Another solar panel?
No, it's
it's a small.
installing ground mounted panels, like a residential area.
resi-
one- Yes,
Just one
not-
person?
yes,
Oh,
on
oh.
5573 Cedarwood Drive.
Ground mounted matters if it's not so big that it triggers Act 248. If it's roof mounted, we don't care at all.
Right,
And if,
I saw
but if
that.
it's roof mounted and it's big enough for Act 248, which I couldn't imagine, that'd be a big roof. But if it's ground mounted and it's not big enough to Act 248, then it's controlled by local zoning. It's a structure like anything else. And that would be what I'm sure this is. I haven't seen, I asked, what's his name, Nick, to get us, to get a dimensions. That's all I think we ought to know the dimensions, and it has to meet setbacks, but other than that, it's just like any other structure.
Mhm.
So this is still not done yet then, right?
I don't know whether it's done or not. I
No, of
rendered
the
my
emails that I
opinion.
got. The emails that I got, it was, he was asking the question of what he should do, what we have for zoning on the
Yeah, and
mounted.
I
ground
told him what
ones.
I thought the case was. What he did with it, I don't know.
Yeah, okay, I can talk to him about it. Then the other is approve the minutes of the previous meeting. Do I have a motion?
I wasn't here.
Yeah, I know.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Any other business? We got a lot to talk about. No, we're good? Other business? Did we didn't set that date though for the next one in August, right? For the town one? We didn't set that date. You said just the end of the month?
Oh, the next public outreach meeting?
Yeah. We didn't set a date then, right? It was the end of August, I think you said would probably be okay. Cause you were gonna
Yeah.
come up, Mike.
Yeah,
For
I'm there the
September.
last week of August,
Right.
so.
Well, we'll just have the next meeting, pin it down. So do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.